Everybody's gone, Dave.
Dave dropped his phone, fell to the floor and began to cry. Kurt Cobain, one of the most well-known musicians of all time, as well as being Dave's bandmate in Nirvana, had overdosed on alcohol and painkillers. Dave prayed it was an accident because that had happened before, but he wasn't sure. That is, until the phone rang again.
Hold on, he's not dead. He's still alive. He's in the hospital, but he's gonna make it, Dave. He's gonna make it.
Dave hung up the phone. He was in shock. He wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry or have a nervous breakdown. Dave pushed the call aside like it was some hideous prank and carried on with his day. Then, about a month later, Dave got another call about Kurt's death. Dave sat there expecting another call, but it never came. It was real this time. Kurt had been found dead in his home in Seattle, Washington, with a shotgun, a suicide note and a gunshot wound to the head. Dave was lost. Everyone was. Nirvana was over, Dave's life was over, and he was only 25. Everything reminded him of Kurt, from Kurt's glasses to strawberry milk. For the first time in his life, Dave rejected music for the fear of feeling that pain again. After Nirvana had disbanded, Dave was offered to join Pearl Jam and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
The f*** is he calling me for? He couldn't find a good drummer?
But he decided to make his own music rather than play someone else's. He'd experimented with making his own songs while in Nirvana, but they were mainly just for fun. However, Dave declined the offer to join those bands and headed into the studio to record what would become the first Foo Fighters album. Dave didn't want to have a solo career for his new music, so he recruited Pat Smear of Nirvana and Nate Mendel and William Goldsmith of Sunny Day Real Estate to join his new band. But Dave had already recorded everything, so they were pretty much just touring members until the next album. The band's first album did alright, but most people still considered the Foo Fighters as a Dave Grohl solo project. The band's next album, 1997's The Colour and the Shape, was received a lot better and became their most sold album. Dave intended for each member to record their own parts, but he ended up re-recording Will's parts, which led to Will leaving the band, and he was replaced by former Alanis Morissette drummer Taylor Hawkins. Pat Smear also quit the band after the album's release, and Nate Mendel quit for 24 hours, intending to reunite with his old band. To make matters worse, Dave had gotten divorced, he was homeless, and had no access to his bank account. The Foo Fighters' third album, 1999's There Is Nothing Left to Lose, was recorded as a trio, with Dave on vocals and guitar, Nate on bass, and Taylor on drums. I feel like this is the album that really defined the band's sound, and it has an experimental feel to it.
Oh, and also on this record, we used the talk box for something.
And it's a lot softer and melodic than the previous albums.
There's a lot less screamy freak out. The last album, to me, sometimes sounds like a hardcore band that was trying to be a melodic rock band.
And it was recorded in Dave's basement instead of an actual recording studio.
This used to be an unfinished basement. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't build a studio in your house, because you can. You don't need an acoustical engineer. All you need is... You don't need much.
This is the album that really set the Foo Fighters apart from Nirvana. Plus, the band had gotten another member for the album's tour, Chris Shiflett, previously of no use for a name. However, things weren't yet entirely stable for the band. They almost broke up while recording their fourth album, 2002's One by One, since no one was happy with the recordings for it, and Dave had joined another band, Queens of the Stone Age, and was also working on a solo project. They ended up re-recording the entire album, and then everything was smooth sailing from there on out. Pat even ended up rejoining the band in 2005. The Foo Fighters became one of the most well-known rock bands of all time, and have received 15 Grammy Awards, making them one of the most successful rock bands in Grammy history. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021, and they've even made their own movie.